From Chama River Brewing, this is Lobo Talk with Craig Neal. Brought to you by Route 66 Casino Hotel. Get your kicks. Soar No More, a natural alternative for powerful pain relief. Larry H. Miller American Toyota and Larry H. Miller Toyota Albuquerque. Also brought to you by Inn of the Mountain Gods, Above, Beyond, and by Fresh and Clean, New Mexico's sanitation leader in portable restrooms. Here is your host, Robert Portnoy.
Good evening, Lobo fans. Welcome back live inside Chama River Brewing Company at I-25 at Jefferson. You're tuned into Lobo Talk from Learfield Sports. And boy, what a week we have to talk about, don't we? Head coach Craig Neal is alongside. I'm Robert Portnoy. Coach Neal and the Lobos with two amazing victories this past weekend, one on the road against UNLV, and then the home win over number 6 San Diego State. Coach Neal, congratulations on a phenomenal week.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it was good. Pretty good week. Pretty good week.
Master the understatement.
Pretty good week.
A phenomenal week. And let's start with this, because you actually mentioned it in our post-game show right after the game, and you said, to me personally, not a big deal at all. But as a reward...
A big deal at all what? Playing San Diego State?
No, let me finish.
Oh, okay.
Not a big deal at all.
Because you know I have an issue with San Diego State.
Absolutely. We can get there if you want to, too.
No, that's all right.
He said, to me personally, not a big deal at all, but for the kids, for the players, a great reward that the likelihood is after this win over San Diego State, the team is going to vault back into the top 25 in the rankings. And there they are in the AP poll at number 25. It's been 14 weeks, somehow, some way, that a team with the Lobos RPI hasn't been in there for 14 weeks. But anyway, congratulations on that as well, and the kids deserve it. It's
really good for the kids, and my kids deserve it. And it's something for them, but they understand the task at hand and what we have with 4 games left, and they're pretty focused on the prize, and they understand what we set out to do and have been really focused on that. So the credit goes to them, and they deserve it, because they're 14 great kids that really play hard.
A terrific bunch, too, and I actually... shared this via Twitter.
You're on Twitter, too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Man.
Bumped into a couple of them after the game on Saturday.
This Twitter craze is just a little bit too out of control.
The fans need to know this, because those guys are such gentlemen, Coach Neal. They're complete gentlemen.
Well, if they meet your mom... If they ever around your mom, they should be complete gentlemen, because she's a wonderful woman. They should be complete gentlemen.
How about that? Well, that's exactly what happened. Is they all got a chance to meet her, and they spent a couple of minutes with her, and you've got great kids.
We got fantastic kids, and that's one thing that our program's been built on. That's why we won 4 out of 5 championships, and that's why we're competing for another one. So
amen to that.
Really proud about what our guys do. So. They're good kids, and they deserve everything, and they do a good job in the classroom. They do a good job in the community, but not only that, they're not above anybody, and they try to reach out to people, and they're just good kids, and it's unique.
We're at Chama River Brewing Company. We're at I-25 in Jefferson. You know exactly where we are. We're just west of I-25, right there on the frontage road. We've got one more of these, one more Lobo Talk. Next week, it'll be on a Thursday, so make a note of the different day.
It's Thursday?
Yep. Next week, different day. Same time, 7 to 9. And Chama River, by the way, they've got their 2014 Brew Club memberships. They're now available. These memberships include a T-shirt, special pricing on all house beer, $1 off growlers. You get to enjoy $2.75 pint night on Wednesdays. It's Chama River Brewing Company, I-25 at Jefferson, and I have just been amazed by the food the entire season.
Well, yeah, you eat a free meal out here every night.
And you're darn right I'm going to take full advantage.
It's only $90 to join the dang beer for a year deal. I mean, that's even better than the food.
Great deal. I wonder which variety there Joe Barron is sampling. Yeah, very, very tasty.
Joe, just so you know, I didn't say that. Robert hasn't been around long enough to know that that's supposed to be kept secret.
Head Coach Craig Neal's alongside. I'm Robert Portnoy, and talking about the performance that you guys put together against San Diego State on Saturday night. The place was just off the hook, and the intensity, the energy level in there, and the focus that you guys had for 40 minutes, fabulous.
Yeah, they played as 40 minutes as, you know, they played similar that way. The first half of Boise, similar that way. The second half of the next game, and played really well for 40 minutes against UNLV, and then even played better for 40 minutes against San Diego State. So it's a stepping stone, and our guys understand what we're trying to do in the blueprint, where we're trying to go, and why we're trying to get there, and how we're trying to do things. So they've been real receptive, and anytime you have a team that goes out and does what you ask them to do, and you spend a lot of time working on game plans and all that, and you see it to come true, like UNLV and then with San Diego State, it's a credit to the kids believing in what you're doing. And it's like I told them, you got to believe, and you control your own destiny. And I think they realize the importance of it, and they're playing that way. You know, you don't get any second opportunities. You don't get on the first tee, you don't get a Rudy Davalos mulligan. And you know, you don't get to hit another ball. So I think they understand the importance of each game, and that's a credit to our veterans, but it's also a credit to where our programs come and where we are and how we're going to stay there.
I want to point something out because I think it speaks to the Lobo family. When I walked up here to the stage, Coach Neal was sharing a hug with Ebony Walker. Ebony is one of the stars of the Lobo women's basketball team, and you guys are just a big family. And I think it is it's just so impressive the way that Yvonne just gave everybody a group hug. Oh, everybody in Chama River right now.
And that's the way I believe it is. I mean, you know, we've come a long way as a program athletically for all our sports, not just basketball, women's basketball, football, softball, you know, men's track, what Joe's doing over there. And, you know, I spent, you know, a couple days this week just going to Santa Fe to try to help us get a football weight room and try to get some things done for our golf program and do some things that mean a lot to me as being in one program. And that's what it's about. I mean, I understand that we're kind of the front porch of it because we have 15,000 every night, and we have an event like we had on Saturday night with the nation where I have, you know, I usually get 80 texts. I have 175 texts because people see us nationally and realize what a special place we have. But we're all one family. I mean, if I have success, I want everybody to have success. I want the football program. I want the track. I want tennis. I want women's basketball. You know, I want women's golf. That's important to me because that's why we're all in it. I mean, we're in an unbelievable place in Albuquerque, and we got a lot of things to be thankful for. But you know, we got an unbelievable university, an unbelievable athletic program that we got to continue to build and make it nationally, and hopefully we're doing that in the right direction.
Definitely are, and I've got a little vignette I wanted to share while Yvonne is still in the house, because the foundation of the program, across the board, the whole family, is the student athletes.
Right.
And I'm a member of the Lobo Club. I know many who are in here tonight at Chama River are members of the Lobo Club, and everybody who supports the Lobo Club, we appreciate all that you do, because you guys help make it possible. I got a note, a letter in the mail with a Lobo Club logo on it.
Right.
And I open it up, and it's a handwritten card that was obviously carefully crafted. It took some time to do, and the bottom of it was signed Sarah Hallis, one of Yvonne's, you know, tremendous superstar players. And what it was thanking me for being a part of the Lobo Club, for my contributions to the Lobo Club, albeit, you know, very modest, but nevertheless, she had attempted to reach me by phone and could not, and so she wrote a handwritten card. And I know that your kids are out in the community. Yours are doing the same types of things like Sarah and all of Yvonne's players, and certainly across the board in the entire athletics department. It's really amazing.
Well, I'm a little upset because I haven't got my letter yet. The only thing I got from the Lobo Clubs is I'm going to give them more money.
Well, you did get a raise. It's the first time I've had him.
You kind of got me there. I did get a raise, but I am giving more money.
Very good. Lobo Talk from Learfield Sports. We're live inside Chama River Brewing Company, and we've got a couple more minutes here before we take our first break. And I think, let's see, we've got a question from someone in-house. We also have a caller on the line.
Fans, I bet you it's Keith from Memphis. No doubt it's Keith.
No doubt about that. All right, this is from someone who's once one of these great Lobo Talk T-shirts. This is a pretty good question right here. Somebody who's in-house brought this up to Michael Carlisle, our producer and engineer. Team chemistry seems very good. Do the student-athletes still live together?
God, that's a good question. Let me see. 4 of them live in the freshman dorms, or is it 3 of them? Janet knows better than I do. Tim, Obaj, Cullen, 2 of Cullen's ex-teammates at El Dorado, and another manager live at SRC's on campus because they're freshmen. Mm-hmm. And then all the rest of our guys are in Lobo Village. So they do live together. But I think the unique thing with our guys is, and I don't know if you guys knew this, but, you know, Cam Bairstow lives after every game. Mm-hmm. And so he's had this monster year. And this is a great story because I laugh about it, because I walked into the training room because I'm having problems with my allergies, and I'm trying to get some medicine from the doctors after the game. And all of a sudden, there's 6 of our players in the weight room after the game. And it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny how a guy does certain things and kind of is quirky, and everybody's looking at him like he's crazy. And then all of a sudden, after we beat San Diego State, then I got 6 my other players in the weight room, awesome. Trying to figure out what Mr. Olympia is trying to do in the weight room, and trying to follow his program so they can improve like he has. But we do have good team chemistry. I've kept it a little bit lighter this year, and one thing that people don't know, and I know they'll know on senior night because I'll bring it up, the amazing thing about Cam is once Coach had left, he was already going back to Australia, and he was playing for the World University Games. And when he had such a great outing in World University Games, and he was going he got picked to go with the Olympic team, when we were going to Australia in August, he wasn't coming back. And people don't know this. He wasn't going to come back. He was going to sign a pro contract. So I literally had to re-recruit him on the telephone for, probably about 2 weeks. And that's one thing that's most satisfying for me as a kid that really believed in what we do, what our university's about, what our fans are about, what his teammates are about. And he wanted some questions answered. He asked me some serious questions about how things were going to be done and what we were going to do. And we've kind of taken a little different approach, and you've been around us, and Frank's been around both me and Steve before me. We've had a little bit more looser reins, if you could tell by our haircuts, and facial hair and earrings and some things that I think they got to do as college students, but I think they're disciplined enough to understand what's right and what's wrong and how to act. But we spent a lot of time, like we went to the Nuggets game. I took him to the movie before the Utah State game. I'm going to try to do something with him this week because we have a little long layover. I've got a special thing set up for him in Vegas when we go to the Mountain West tournament. So I've just tried to make him more relaxed. I think last year what happened was when we were getting talked about going to the Final Four and getting to the Elite Eight and getting to Sweet 16, our kids had never handled that. Our kids had never been through that. And I don't know that they were able to deal with that. And that's why I always made a comment before that, we had a lot of goals set. But I think our guys are ready for dealing with that now. I don't think they were ready for it last year. And a lot of it's because it hasn't been as much of a grind, and really, I've tried to give them as much time off as they can, and I've tried to make it a little more low-keyed and have a little fun with them. And I think that's paid off for us because we got a veteran group, except for the newcomers that came in. But and those newcomers that came in, Cullen's been around our program since he's been 7. So, he knows what the hell to do, what not to do. So, he's basically a veteran kid that knows what's going on. And then you got 2 junior college kids that are more mature than high school freshmen you bring in. and then you bring in Tim Miles and Obach, who is really a year older. So, I just think I've tried to lighten it up a little bit for them and let them be college students and enjoy everything, and hopefully that's paid off. And they got great team chemistry. They live together on Lobo, and then the freshmen are kind of out on an island over there at SRCs, but they spend a lot of time with our guys. And then I think the biggest thing with our chemistry that people don't realize, and one thing I got to credit our six-man group with, the people that donate to our basketball program specifically, is that I put these guys in a hotel the night before. Like tonight, I got to bust out of here at 8:45, and I put them in a hotel down the street, and I have them together. And at least I know before I go to bed at night that all my guys are one place. They're not at the library downtown, or they're not screwing around. They're really focused on what the goal is and how to act and how to be responsible. And I think that's been a big thing with our chemistry over the last 6 years and going into our 7th year, that we've done that on home games. And our six-man group doesn't get enough credit for what they do, because they help pay for that. They help finance that and pay for us going in the hotel and paying for the meals and all that, and that's a big deal. So I think that's helped with our chemistry, because then I think that helps with what people don't understand. Not only does that not help with our home games and our chemistry, but it also prepares us for when we go on the road. And as you can see, we've done a pretty good job on the road this year.
Very good job on the road. All right.
Sorry, that was a little long-winded, but I wanted to get it all in.
Fantastic. It was a great question, and we got a great answer.
It was a great question.
And we've got another great question from Keith, I know, but we've got to get to our first break. So, Keith, if you could please hang with us through the timeout. We'll come back and we'll take you first on the other side of this break. We're at Chama River Brewing Company live with head coach Craig Neal and his Lobo Talk from Learfield Sports.
Live from Chama River Brewing, here's Robert Portnoy.
Welcome back to Chama River Brewing Company at I-25 in Jefferson. It is Lobo Talk from Learfield Sports. Another great throng here tonight. Very spirited. It's a lively gathering, wouldn't you say, tonight?
Lively. Yeah. Everybody's pretty spry tonight.
We're going to do our Bravo feature in this segment, but before we get to that, Keith from Memphis has patiently waited through the break. Keith, welcome into the program.
Does Frank got to go on the air with you tonight?
He does. Yep. Frank's going to carry the last segment, so he better have his best nuggets ready for us tonight.
Wow.
All right, Keith.
I'm ready for Keith.
You're up, Keith. Let's hear it.
Hello. Thanks for taking the call. Hey, Coach, despite the Olympics now being over, kind of an Olympics-themed question for you. And do you felt as though maybe this week that you swept the stands, the gold, the silver, and the bronze, because you had wins over UNLV and San Diego State, as well as an AP top 25 ranking, and then Cameron Bairstow is named CBS National Player of the Year.
Player of the Week.
I'm sorry, Player of the Week. I misread that.
He should be Player of the Month. It's just about time they wake the hell up.
So the theme is you felt like you swept the podium, and of those, which is the gold, which is the silver, and which is the bronze?
Well, I can tell you what the bronze is, and that's being ranked. That's got to be the bronze, just because it's really good for the kids. But, as long as my team's getting better and getting to the end of the season, we got 4 games left, and, we're taking baby steps, and each step counts, and that's each game. So that would be the bronze. I think the silver would have to be the road win at UNLV, even though it's a close one for the gold, because thought our kids were really focused, knew what they had to do, understood the situation and what we had to do. And then I guess the goal would be San Diego State, because of the crowd we had, and also them being ranked so high, which is the highest ranked team that's come in since '98, and us coming away with a victory. So that would be the order I would rank them. But as far as I'm concerned, they're all gold here on out, as long as you're winning games. And tomorrow night's even more important, because you can't win a game like we did the other night and have a letdown. And I think our guys understand that. So big game tomorrow night for us against Utah State. And then we'll give the guys a couple days off, and then we got Sunday against Nevada. And then we come back really quick for Wednesday night, senior night against Air Force. So that's about how I would see all that.
Keith, we got one more of these next week on a Thursday. Of course, we want to hear from you like we always do. And from Lobo Nation to you, thanks for your support. We appreciate you calling in every week.
You're going to be by yourself Thursday. We're all out recruiting.
Keith from Memphis, our faithful caller. We're live, Chama River Brewing Company, I-25 in Jefferson. Coach Neal talking with Frank Mercogliano, the SID for basketball. He is going to be our guest for the last segment at the conclusion of tonight's show. Actually, this is the second time you've had an early game during the week, and you've been able to get out early. You guys have film at 9 o'clock, right?
Yeah, we start at 9, so, I can leave here like 10 till and still get there. But we have them in the hotel, and then we'll do film at 9 and get them ready and get some snacks for them, and then they'll get down, and then they got to get up and go to class.
All right, we've got questions lined up galore here. Everybody in-house tonight is just on top of it. They're on top of their game, too. Questions have been excellent. But before we do that, we've got to look back at our Bravo feature of the night. It's the play that makes you stand up and say Bravo. It's brought to you by Bravo at ABQ Uptown. Bring your Lobo game ticket to Bravo at ABQ Uptown and receive 20% off your next meal. Now, there were so many to choose from in this one, but this is what we went with, and I think you might remember it if you watched the game. Hands it off to Thames, and Thames works it back between the circles. Finds the cutting Shepard. Shepard had it split clean. Here goes K-Dub, coast to coast, full of right-hand block. Really big play, first half. It was Delaney actually reaching in with the strip. Kendall gathered a loose ball and then took it coast to coast and dunked it. They blew the roof off the play several times over the course of the night. That was one of them.
Yeah, it was a big play for us, and Delaney did a really nice job on O'Brien and did some good things defensively, and he continues to play better. Just a little bit concerned about his toe because it's not getting any better, but he's given us great minutes, and he's doing a great job. He's done everything we've asked him to do, and that's the big thing.
He had that one steal, and he went the length of the floor himself, and you were saying the toe, he just laid it in, and normally explosively.
Yeah, usually he put his neck on the rim, but that one, his toes were bothered a little bit. So I knew he wasn't at full strength when he didn't dunk that one.
Well, that was your stand up and say Bravo play of the game. Bravo ABQ Uptown, where you bring your Lobo game ticket. Receive 20% off your next meal. Bravo Uptown, proud to serve Italian classics with a twist, made with authentic old world cooking techniques and the highest quality ingredients. We're live, Chama River Brewing Company, I-25 in Jefferson. You're tuned to Lobo Talk from Learfield Sports. Trevor Bashir is our Learfield engineer. Back in Missouri, we have Michael Carlisle on site. His assistant is Speedy Rodriguez. And it's great to have everybody in-house tonight. And it is a terrific crew. We've got one more left with these guys, and they just do a phenomenal job. Okay, questions lined up. Let's just start right here at the top. Is there any chance that we will renew the rivalry with UTEP?
No. No.
Sometimes you deadpan it, so...
No, I won't play people that do a certain way. And if they're going to continue to do it that way, I won't play them.
There you go.
She can play them, but I'm not going to play them.
Yvonne's applauding.
Yeah.
Alex, this is a separate question. Is there a chance we might ever see Arizona in the pit again?
Could happen.
There we go.
We're working on a deal where I don't know if this will happen. It kind of give you food for thought, but we're trying to work out a deal where we'll go there next year, or no, in 2015, and we'll play. We're going to play a 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. basketball game at their football stadium, and then their football team will play a 7 o'clock football game against somebody, and then they'll come back and return and play in the pit the following year in 2016.
Wow, think about that. Playing a basketball game in the Rose Bowl?
No, that's UCLA. Arizona's not in the Rose Bowl.
She mentioned UCLA, so that was the next question.
We won't play them. We won't play them until the boys are gone.
That makes sense.
So
makes a lot of sense.
That could happen after our boys are gone and they're long gone. So that could happen 4 years from now. It won't happen while they're here.
So a basketball game in the Arizona football stadium during the afternoon. Then
At 1
Arizona has a football game that night against somebody. And then the Wildcats come and play you in the pit.
In 2016. I don't know if they're going to go for that, but
it sounds like a great proposal.
Yeah, it's been talked about.
Very good. Very good. All right, so let's just move right on down the line here. I have heard, this is a question from someone in-house here at Chama River, that we're going to play a tournament in Hawaii. When is that scheduled?
We are. We do play a tournament in Hawaii. Next year we play in Puerto Rico. And then the following year we're playing the Diamond Head Classic during Christmas in Honolulu. So that's the 20th through the 26th. But you'll probably be doing football, so you'll miss that trip.
He just has to dig the knife in every time.
Well, you got me speechless tonight when you said what you said, so I had to get you back by saying, you'll be at the football team. So we'll be in Hawaii while you're with the football team, probably in, like, Wyoming.
And now he's laughing at me.
Yeah, maybe we can work it out where the football team plays at Hawaii when we're in Honolulu. That'd be a hell of a scheduling. I'll have to get on Tim Cass about that.
It would be fantastic. We're live
because you're going to be in Laramie if you're not. We'll send you some flowers. We'll send you some
that? Just a little too much, isn't he? Enjoying it just a little too much?
Yeah.
That's good. All right, you know what? It's time for us to take another break. We've got one more segment.
Another break?
Yeah, I know. It's just flying by tonight. Absolutely flying by. You've got one more segment, and then you're...
It flies by when you beat UNLV at home and then you beat the 6th-ranked team in the country.
I'll tell you what.
Doesn't get any better than that.
We got to talk about that some more when we come back, too. Oh, yeah, there's a game tomorrow. They're playing Utah State. One segment to go.
It's a big game.
Yeah.
So we need everybody out there just like it was Saturday.
Agreed. All right. Live, Chama River Brewing Company, I-25 at Jefferson. Back right up this. It's Lobo Talk from Learfield Sports.
From Chama River Brewing, here's Robert Portnoy.
Welcome back inside Chama River Brewing Company. It is Lobo Talk from Learfield Sports. We're live throughout the remainder of the regular season. We've got one more week of Chama River and Learfield Sports presentation of Lobo Talk. It's next week. It's on a Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. Live here from Chama River Brewing Company.
And I want to apologize to everybody. You're not going to be in Laramie. You're going to be here against Wyoming. While we're in Puerto Rico. That's going to be the clinching game that we get to the bowl.
That'll be the one.
That we're gonna beat Wyoming and we're gonna be in a bowl game next year. And that's my prediction.
Okay, mark it down. You heard it here first. Head coach Neal, win number 6 against Wyoming at home.
Well, it might not be win number 6. It might be 7 or 8. But I'm just saying that's going to be where you are. Yeah. We're going to be in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
I just wanted to remind you of that.
Thanks. You said it was a pretty nice place you stay in Puerto Rico?
It's really nice.
Really nice, yeah.
Jan and I and the kids were there like 4 years now. How long were they there? We were there like 8 years ago for vacation.
Okay.
It's really nice.
Western Refining, they provide the fuel that moves our nation. It keeps our economy moving from airplanes to backhoes. It's what we do. Western Refining, fueling our lives. We still have a ton to get to here before we let you get to your... yeah, we do. Before you get to your
I got to show film here in a minute.
I know it. So here's another question. This is a great one. We actually talked about this post-game.
There hasn't been one bad question tonight.
I know. And if it were, we wouldn't put it on the air. So there you go.
Yeah, we would.
Yeah, we probably would.
We probably would.
What do you think it says about the Lobo fan base that they didn't rush the court after the quote-unquote upset of number 6 San Diego State?
That's why we got the greatest fans in the country. I mean, when you win 4 of the last 5 championships, and I mean, it's nothing new beating them at home. So
no upset.
What is it? 5 of the last 7? 6 of the last 8? No, I'm talking about San Diego State. 5 of 7, 6 or 8. 5 of 7, we've been the last 5 of 7.
It's not bad. That's
we'll
pretty darn good.
We'll take it.
Pretty darn good. All right. Fantastic questions all from everybody tonight. And before we let you get out of here, we've got a preview. We got to talk a little bit about Utah State. You know, today, during your press conference, you acknowledged that if there was one that was set up where the guys, if they're not, focused and locked in, this is the one that would be set up for a little bit of a letdown, and you definitely are working to combat that.
Yeah, these guys are good. I know they haven't had the season they thought they were going to have. I think early in the year they were picked third in the conference, third or fifth. One thing had them at third, and another one had them at fifth. But they've had a tough go, and they found out it's a tough conference. But he's a hell of a coach. He does a great job. They're going to be very disciplined. They run great offense.
Stu Morrill.
They run great offense. They do a lot of good things, and I'm sure he'll have his team ready. But my job in the next 21 minutes before I get to film is to make sure I know how to get my guys focused on the task at hand, and I think they know. Those seniors have been very consistent. They've been very locked in on what their goals are, and I don't think that'll change tomorrow night. I think they're pretty locked in because they realize there's only 4 more games left in their career, and I think our younger guys want them to have something really, really special. And I think that's one thing about our chemistry and about our team that makes them a special group that is really fun to be around, really fun to coach.
It's been a great bunch to be around my first year, I'll tell you that.
They're really good. It's been good. So I think all that works hand in hand, and hopefully we'll come out and play really well tomorrow. And the biggest thing is, my thing with my team is I just want to see if we're going to improve. I mean, we have some areas to improve on, and we have some areas to tweak and work on and want to get better. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, but I think they'll be pretty focused.
You guys beat them at their place, and you did it without Alex Kirk. This go-around, they're going to have both of your posts to deal with.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different for us, and that's a good thing. Is we were able to beat them at Utah State without Alex, and now we got Alex back, and he's healthy, so that gives us another positive plus going into this game.
We got about 5 minutes left in this segment.
Mike.
Trucker Mike has made it in just in the nick of time because Coach Neal is headed off for film. When this segment concludes, we'll bring in Frank Mercogliano for the final 10 minutes of the program. Trucker Mike, welcome to the program. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Hey, Robert. Congratulations, Coach. That was an outstanding week. So proud of you and the team. And I think they are getting better every game. I mean, Cam is just awesome. Kendall's awesome. I thought Hugh Greenwood was just incredible that last game. His rebounding, especially the team defense was unbelievable. And just good luck the rest of the way. And I know you still haven't hit your ceiling yet. I'll keep it short, but congratulations and good luck going forward. Thanks,
well, I appreciate you calling and listening, and that means a lot. And I agree with you. I thought Hugh Greenwood was outstanding. I think he's been outstanding the whole year. I think he's just a tough nut, and I think he'll even play better now that his mom and dad are back in town, and they're not way down under. So they're back in town. So I think he'll play a lot better, and if he plays a lot better than the way he's been playing, then we're going to be in really good shape. So, but he was terrific, and I thought he made a good comment about our ceiling, and I've talked about that, and you don't want to get too close to it now, and you're going to have some stumbles, and we had some stumbles. We had a stumble at Boise where we didn't finish, and losing at UNLV, but we've won 13 of our last 15, and I don't think there's too many teams that can say that. I mean, I still can't understand these rankings, and I talked to Frank about it today. I mean, Syracuse loses at home to a team that's 7-19, and then they lose at Duke, and they drop 2 spots. San Diego State's 6th in the country, and they lose to us, and we were preseason top 25, and got a lot of guys back, and they dropped 10 spots. So I don't understand that. There was teams from 20 to 25 that had between 3 and 1 top 100 RPI wins, and we've had 7. I mean, if you take UNLV, if UNLV gets back into it, they're like a 103 today, but if they get back in 100, then we have 8. So, sometimes I don't understand things, but I know one thing, it really helps me with my edge with my team and getting that chip on their shoulder and really doing what they need to do and take care of business.
Let's finish up with a couple of superlatives here. We already mentioned tonight that
Superlatives.
Yes, that the Lobos, the Lobos have found their way back into the AP poll at number 25. You guys are just 2 slots out of getting back into the coaches poll for some unknown reason. No idea why that is. We mentioned Cam Bairstow already. CBSSports.com's National Player of the Week. He had 22 points per game last week, 7.5 rebounds per game, and 3 blocks per game against the 2 most athletic teams in the league.
What was his averages?
22, 7.5, and 3.
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty darn good.
That's pretty good.
Against
And Kendall Williams could have been Player of the Week, too.
No question. They could have shared it. And we'd like to see them share it.
He never had a chance to share it. He never was put up for the
Oh, there we go again. He got Frank today at the press conference, too. All right. And then one more thing. This hasn't been mentioned. Coach Neal now, 21 wins. He has vaulted into a tie for 3rd with Coach Ellenberger for the 3rd most wins in his first year coaching the Lobos in the history of the program. With some work to do. We
got some more games.
I know it.
I hope I'm first.
Yes. We all do.
If we're first,
yeah.
If we end up first, then we had a hell of a 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
And
Coach Alford
that's
with
what our
24.
goal is.
Yep. Coach Alford with 24. Coach Bliss with 22.
How many does Coach have?
24 in Coach Alford's first year. Coach Bliss 22.
He had 24.
Yep.
I gotta beat that.
Yep. Gotta get it.
Yeah. I'll tell the guys that tonight. I mean, we love Coach and everything he's done to us, but we got to at least beat his record.
For sure. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
You're on your way. All right. And you're on your way now to film. This has been a lot of fun.
I got a great driver.
Yes, sir.
My wife's going to take me and drop me off.
Drive carefully, Janet. She's nodding in agreement.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks
everybody. I appreciate it.